Hey, what's up, people? I'm Lady Calamere, and I welcome you to my channel. And I am doing my 238th presentation. It will be on Ra. Who is Ra? AKA Ray. So, he is the Egyptian sun god. And he is very important. And his main center of his cult centers were at Heliopolis and Abydos. His festivities, so let's get on to that. The sun god festivities and his feasts and festivals, July 19th and July 29th. But some of them are already coming up. What passed was April 16th, 17th, and April 22nd. Already passed, as well as the 23rd of April. Now what's coming up is on May 26th and May 30th. June 1st and June 28th. But also we have August 4th and August 18th. We also have September 1st. September is my birth month. So remember me in September. Wish me a happy birthday. November 16th and December 16th. And as well as, December 16th and December 17th. Sorry, I had to pull it out from my brain there. So, Ra rises out of the noon, the watery noon. And one of his stories is that he sprouts out of a blue lotus and brings the sun. He is said in his cult that he created the gods and everything. And through his tears, and sometimes tears mixed with sweat, he created us human beings. Ra, as well as Ray, in the Coptic translations, he's called Ray. Now, Ra is also credited with the Nile inundation. And as his religion, his cult, his spirituality grows and grows and grows, he absorbs other gods like Amun. So we got Amun-Re. Interesting note, the pharaohs also consider themselves the sons of Ra. And in fact, if you look at the name Ramses, Ramses literally means the son of Ra, or the son of the sun. Now, Ra we can see as the physical sun. He's the giver of life and light, and we know what the sun does. Without the sun, the sun is the heartbeat of the solar system. It, with its gravity, helps hold the solar system in place. And now we're talking about the physical sun, we're talking about the spiritual sun. And he is also within the Anahata. Now, also, the eye of Ra, the eye is Agnya chakra. So the Anahata chakra is the chakra between your chest, so between your breasts, and the other chakra is also the third eye. Now, interesting to note that the eye of Ra is, along with his true name is his power. His power is his force. He didn't give that out only to Isis, Aset. And it was a reason why he did that, so that she may heal him from the venomous snake that she had created. And then she in turn took the name of Ra and crowned her son Hor, H-O-R, which became Haru, then Horus. She crowned him with the power, but she also knew the power of Ra and his name. But his eye is always feminine. His eye has different names and is used for different reasons. And we see that the eye of Ra is Bast, is Sekhmet, is Pakhet, is Hathor, which is Het Heret, which is also Ma'at and Mut, as well as Hetepes Sekus. It's a minor deity. She's also a vengeful eye of Ra. His eye sees so much, and his eye can be used as a great weapon. So his eye is always feminine, the feminine force of Ra, of Re. Ra can also be used for healing of spiritual and physical. You can call upon the eye of Ra to destroy the sickness within you, but to protect you, that Ra, the sun, may protect you. And like say to destroy the cancer or to destroy the sickness that is around you that's causing you to be sick. So it could be a spiritual sickness around you. To destroy, let's say you got COVID or you got the flu. And please, 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 disclaimer, please get medical help. If you need to see a doctor, if you need to see a psychiatrist, if you need to take over-the-counter medicine, if you have a prescription, then go and take it. Other than that, feel free to use the power of Ra. And the power of Ra is also the power of protection. The power of Ra will show and truly illuminate an enemy of who he or she is. And that they cannot hide their truth, the truth, the wickedness within them. Ra can be like a laser beam and destroy the wickedness and make sure that you are not affected by it. And to have faith in the pulse of the universe, to have the faith in the pulse of Ra, the pulse of the sun, as the pulse of the heartbeat within you, and the energy of your aura. Ra is a cleansing force to cleanse you of all your enemies, to cleanse you of even the wrongs that you have done. Ra brings peace, but Ra can also bring upheaval to those who are wicked. For it is said that in the stories that when people have turned against Ra, when Ra became old, his skin became gold and his bones became silver and his hair became lapis lazuli, that people plotted against him and they even were said to even do horrible things to each other, but also to turn against Ra, to turn against order. Ra sent his eye. He ripped out his eye and sent Sekhmet. But then Ra felt sorry and was all merciful. And Ra tried to compel his eye to come back. And he had to trick Sekhmet with beer made with mandrake, made with ochre, and even said to be pomegranate in it, to get her drunk so that to calm her. Now you can learn about Aset, Isis, and Sekhmet, and Pakhet, and Bast, and Mut, and Ma'at on my channel. But Ra is a pretty, I would say he's a pretty approachable god. Ra as a pretty approachable god. Now, here's an interesting thing with some prisoners in Egypt. They were renamed into something like Ra hates me, or Ra reviles me, or a prisoner could be named an enemy. I am an enemy of Ra. Now also Sekhmet and Ma'at is against the enemies of Ra. Bast is against the enemies of Ra. Mut is against the eye of Ra is against the enemies of Ra. Now, the Egyptian calendar, if you look at the Egyptian calendar, each season contains four 30-day months. Now, his boat is named a boat of a millions of years. And he has different deities on his boat, like Tahuti and Set. So, Ra, when he rises in the east, his boat is strong. When it sets in the west, his boat is more weak. And as he goes, when the nighttime, for 12 hours, he's under the underworld. And he goes through each passage, each gate, each hour. So 12 gates. And he has to face off against Apophis, which Set helps protect Ra. And Apophis, Apep, which is also Apophis in Greco-Egyptian, is the enemy of Ra and is chaos, where Ra is order. And it is said that when, we just recently had a solar eclipse, and during the solar eclipse is a time when Apep finally swallows Ra. But Ra retains victory against Apep, and back comes out the sun. And the sun and order triumphs over Apep, over Apophis. Ra had also the power to deliver instant death to any man or woman. He also is the basis of pharaonic power and the security of the land of ancient Egypt. And like I said, the Pharaoh was the son of Ra. And like I said, Ramzi means the son of Ra, the son of the sun. And here we see Ra and his warrior aspect. And here we see Ra as more of an agriculture. We see he holds an Ankh. Credit where credit is due. Before I forget, and this is a card of power. Sorry, but this is Gods and Gods and Titans by Stacey DeMarco, illustrated by Jimmy Matten. I'm so sorry I did not do that right away. It's been a crazy week. I've been away doing things, having fun, causing mischief and trouble. No, not trouble, but having fun. So so his animals are the falcon, even the hawk, the heron, the scarab beetle, the ram, the Minerva's bull, mongoose, a lion. Yes, Ra has a feline aspect. Hail to the felines. I'm a cat person. But a lion aspect. He deals with the serpent and the snake. Also the buchis, bull. A cat. Meow. But, yeah. So, Ra has many, many different epithets. He has many titles, but before I get into that, Ra brings peace. Ra brings order. Ra is also a god dealing with monetary resources and power. And that can also include financial power. Ra deals with status, deals with promotions and bonuses. Ra will help you achieve going higher in the echelons of life and power. His planetary correspondence is, of course, the sun. His day would be Sunday. And the Greek god that was said, when the Greeks came, they said Ra was actually their god, Zeus, aka Zeus. Yes, they did not. They attribute their king of the gods, the king of Olympus, with Ra. It was said that Alexander the Great was also the son of Ra and the son of Zeus. Yes, he is Greek, but Ra's epithets. Let's get on with the epithets now. Ra of peace, King of the gods, Lord of the heavens, Great One, Old One, the sacred Ram of the West, he who rises in the east and sets in the west, the one who created himself into millions, he who crosses the sky, Lord of the divine tribunal, one of exalted power, creator, breath of life, self-created, self-generated, self-generator, father of all the gods, Lord of light, radiant of face, beautiful of face, winged splendor, divine love, the solar disk, he who advances, Lord of eternity, Lord of Heliopolis, God of truth, he whose boat is the millions of years. He whose bark is the millions of years. Radiant of face, divine love. He whose heart is rejoiced by the winds. Golden glory of the day. He who precedes the boat of the morning, he who precedes the boat of the evening. Avenger, right there. Ra, the Avenger. Master of inexorable words. Slayer of darkness. The god of Uraeus' crown. The powerful one, the great one, the exalted one, creator of mankind, creator of the gods, We see all these epithets unto him. And he is the one who wears the Uraeus crown, the solar disk above his head. He's also said to hold the Uas. It's also he who holds the Waz scepter, as well as the Ankh. He also holds different weapons of war and different tools for agriculture. He is a god of agriculture. The god who deals with sowing and reaping and sowing. God Ra is very understanding. He understands us, our follies, and our shortcomings, and our stupidity. But he also understands our honesty, our love, our passion. Ra is the great revealer of things. He knows things. He sees things. He is a God who also will help you with the oracle. Ra is the God of strength who will help you overcome. When you feel you need to do something, ask Ra for help. Ask him. The best, his most time of power, okay, is solar noon. Not just 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Look for solar noon. Solar noon is his pinnacle of power. Also summer, the summer month, and the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, is also a great time to celebrate the god Ra. He is a great god of the sun and of solar power. What would we give to Ra? What would we give to this god? We can give him, of course, fresh water, as well as flowers and incense. But what else? What else shall we give to Ra? Let's give him mead. Give him wine. Give him fruit. Give him olive oil. The purer the better. But if you can't afford virgin olive oil, just get him olive oil. Give him beer. Give him MEAD, real mead, as well as MEADE. And if I didn't say before, wine. Give him bread. The Egyptian deities, for some reason, they love all types of bread. You can give him focaccia. You could give him white bread. You can give him whole wheat bread. You could give him Ezekiel bread, the sprouted grain bread. Honey cakes and honey candies. Can't go wrong with sweets. Give him perfumes with that, don't use real musk. Use either synthetic musk or use essential oils, pure essential oils to blend them together, and that smells like musk. That is a great oil. Another oil, but please be careful because it is caustic, cinnamon oil. Be careful when handling cinnamon essential oil. It is caustic. So you can also give him, you don't have to give him pure cinnamon oil. You can mix it with jojoba. If you mix it with jojoba, it will stay indefinitely as long as you keep it out of sunlight and away from extreme heat. You'll have it 8 years later. It will still be good. If you can mix it with olive oil, but it's going to oxidize, and your oil will last maybe 6 months before it smells like shit. So make cakes unto the god. Bake him some pies. Get him some pies. I mean, it could be something as simple from Walmart. Give him cookies. These are just some ideas. Make him a nice stew. Make him a nice, you can make him a vegetarian dinner as well as a dish with meat. But stones that would definitely work with this god. Would you stop it, Joker? Joker's here, but he's in the background. Give him stuff as yellow topaz, like imperial topaz. I did a presentation on that. Lapis lazuli, did a presentation on that too. So give him lapis lazuli. Give him sunstones. Give him yellow jasper, gold. Gold is a good metal to give him. And it could be as pure as you want or just plated. But you can give him gold leafings. But gold, he loves gold. And sunflowers. Bay leaves. Frankincense, I forgot that. Burn frankincense unto the Lord God, Ra. Cinnamon. So it could be cinnamon sticks. Olive leaves. Heliotrope. Yellow diamonds. Ra deals with beginnings and new ventures in life. And he also helps you with the endings. The end of the old and the beginning of the new. He's a god to help you to let go so that you can let in. To get rid of rubbish and trash and garbage so that you can have that new piece of furniture or that new TV or maybe that new couch. But you can't get that new stuff in until you get rid of the old stuff. God Ra will help you when you're dealing with hoarding. So if you are a hoarder, he can help you. He can help bring in the sunlight. And another thing is, he can remove negative entities. He can be letting the light in. To let the light touch these negative entities and push them out. The God Ra, great God Ra, will fight against the negativity, will fight against the chaos, will fight against the imbalance, will fight against his enemies. And you can proclaim these entities as the enemies of Ra. And you can call upon his eye. Ma'at, Sekhmet, Bas, these are the enemies of Ra. Fight. And they will. And they have to incite the eyes of Ra. Give them blood. But be careful when you draw your blood. Do your own blood. And be careful, use a lancelet. Use red meat. If you give the eye of Ra when you're fighting, beer. Big mistake. I can't tell you how big a mistake that is. Give her, because beer and stuff and liquors were used to calm. Beer was used to calm her down, to get her drunk. So you can use the eye of Ra to fight by giving meat, by giving fury, by giving your anger. Sometimes that's all it needs, and just stand back and watch. You know, stand back and watch. And when you need to calm her down, say thank you. If you want to calm her down, give her a beer. Give the eye of Ra beer. Give the eye of Ra booze to calm down. Booze. Beer. Especially beer. So, Ra is a powerhouse. Energy is great reserves of power. So when you want to increase your energy and increase your power and to do what you want and what your true will is, you can use the power of this god Ra to help you. Ow! No, don't! He fell off my lap and he started putting his claws in me to help you achieve your goals. Sorry about that. He's a silly little cat, isn't he? But you can use Ra to help you achieve your goals. So, Ra can help those who are dying and help those who want to live as well. So, interesting note, during the Old Kingdom of Egypt, the cult of Ra spread to Heliopolis, to Egypt, to the rest of Egypt, and received recognition and domination. Ra can be used to dominate your enemies, to dominate a situation. Ra can be used for compelling and controlling, especially using the Eye of Ra. Here's Joker. You're not breaking my statue, boo-boo. He's sniffing Ra. That's okay. Ra likes cats. Ra's very tolerant of cats. His crown got broken because of a cat. I fixed it, though. I fixed this crown. It was Ra that made the decree that Nut could not give birth to her 5 children. He made the decree, and it was Tahuti who went to Khonsu and did a gambling and tricked them. Through trickery, won an extra 5 days to give birth to the grandchildren of Ra. Which one of the grandchildren, by the way, I did a presentation on Set, so check that out. As well as Nebet-Het-Neptis. So check that out too. So when we look at every morning, Ray beat off the attack of chaos, aided by other deities on the bark of 1,000,000 years. He even transformed himself in the guise of a cat. The great cat of Heliopolis also cut off Apophis' head with a knife, but also sometimes Bast was seen to do that. So that's pretty cool. So Bast, as well as Ra, takes on this story. You know how it goes, deities, just multi-layered. Ra also deals with the Benben stone, as well as mastabas. So look that up. So Ra in the tarot card, if you want to use a tarot card, is of course the sun. Now, Ra is also for spiritual evolution. Can be used for spiritual, to evolve yourself spiritually. To evolve spiritually. So for those who are working on themselves so that they don't feel they need to come back or feel they have to fix things, he is the renewer of the soul. He's the wind in the soul. He is the renewer of life. And if you want to come back, God Ra also deals with that too. Of course, nowadays, in more modern days, he deals with that. Ra helps deal with eternal life. And we're not talking about living forever like a vampire. We're talking about living eternally. He's the God of dealing with memory. To remember things, your soul past, your soul tribe, your soul family. He's not just the soul and the soul in the sky. He's the soul within yourself. He is also known as the Soul One. SOLE 1. So, in Heliopolis, which is modern day Cairo, they had a local god, a local deity called Atum, and Atum, and he was known as the king of the gods and the father of the Ennead. Atum-Ra. He is said to take on the guise of a bull as he sets to go into the underworld. Ra takes on the guise of a bull to go on the underworld. Amun-Ra was a god of the winds, and a god who dealt with the Ogdoad, the 8 gods worshipped in the city of Hermopolis. And then he becomes the patron god of Thebes. So, Ra is a major deity, very important, and is still worshipped today by pagans and witches and Wiccans. Ra can help us to remember of the beginning of life, the pinnacle of life, and the setting of life. To live your life. To live, to learn how to survive, to learn how to live, to learn how to be. The god Ra will help you to take the reins of your power and to conquer those who would try to conquer you. He is the sky god, a celestial god. And it was even said that he rules the earth and as well as the sky. So he can also, since he travels across the sky, he can light your way when you need to do spiritual traveling or when you need to travel. He lights the way for you. He lights the path for you. He helps you on the golden road. Now, not only does Ra fight Apep, but also Boss fights Apep. So does Set fight Apep. Ra can be your northern compass. He could be your true north. Ga Ra will help you to do right and stop doing wrong. God Ra deals with fertility. Lord God Ra deals with growth. He deals with law. So he deals with law, fertility, and growth. With all life, the beginning and the end. He brought things into existence out of the primordial chaos. It was Ra that we're talking about as Ra, the deity, brings things out of primordial soup of chaos. He came from Ra, brought his light with him, and came from the vast sea of nothingness that was filled with nothingness or even sometimes sadness. And Ra brings in happiness. Ra brings in happiness, mirth, and joy. Ra is the reason. He is the reason to celebrate. Also think of champagne. When I think of celebration, think of champagne, of giving Ra. Ra also deals with fire. So give him a good, burn a good bonfire to Ra, but do it safely. And if you can't do a bonfire, then light a candle. Think of gold candles, yellow candles, red candles. His colors: gold, yellow, red, and even fiery oranges can also be used for him, like a fiery reddish orange. Ra has his children of Shu and Tefnut, and then Geb and Nut. Okay, so Ra's children of Shu and Tefnut, and from there they gave birth to Nut and Geb, and then of course Nut and Geb, Nephedhet, Seth, Asar, Aset, and Hur. Ra can help you make sense of things. Ra can help you to think things out and not be so muddled. Ra can act like a laser beam, if he has to, a high-powered laser beam, to just a flashlight. Ra brings warmth. Ra brings life. So from the 4th dynasty onward, Ra's association to the throne of the pharaoh was very, very highly pronounced. Which one is snoring? You hear that? I hear the snore. Oh, there he goes. That's Sir Mimi snoring. So Sir Mimi's asleep, and my air conditioner just clicked on. Thankfully, I had, gosh, to like get everything fixed. Pretty much a month of leaving the door open, the sliding door open, and the windows open, and every window open in the home. But I live in a gated community, safe neighborhood, gated community with security guards and cameras. So no, we did not even, as much as even, no one broke in, no one anything like that. So it's so nice to have that AC. So Ra can be seen as youthful to old. From youthful to old. He's also another, he's also the ram-headed. He also takes on the ram of his. So one of his animals, I forgot, is a ram. So of course, the scarab beetle. The scarab is also associated with Ra. Khepri is another name. Khepri, I forgot, Ra Khepri. Khepri. Also associated with Khepra. Khepra and Khepri. Khepra and Khepri. Another thing that you can give him Another offering. Go back to your notes. Okay, go back to your notes if you're taking notes. Dried fruits, like leather fruits. Like think of dried apricots, dried grapes, which are raisins, dried cranberries. The craisins. Uh, Another thing is dried figs. You can offer them. So all types of dried fruit. Whether you put it in your dehydrator or sun dried it, if you know how to do that, is also a good offering. And think about yellow fruits too, and modern day fruits. Modern day, well, more from the New World. I mean, just think of pineapples and bananas, and yellow apples is also good, and yellow pears, but red pears, red apples, just fruit, a whole basket of fruit, and even nuts, fruit and nuts. So you can pour out a bowl of cereal for him. So go back to your notes, and you could put grain, uh, cereal. It could be anywhere from the kashi cereal, or even as simple as cornflakes. Corn is another good one, and of course that was in ancient Egypt. In Americas, corn is in the Americas, but you can still give them corn. Corn is a great thing. You can give them boiled corn, grilled corn. Corn is great. Cornmeal is great for him, and that's more of a New World thing. Corn bread, great for him. So he did also deal with the tribunal of Set and Horus, Set and Horus the Younger. He did oversee the tribunal of the gods. That's why he got that name. So those are just some of the interesting things. God deals with status, wealth, and power. Ra deals with compelling, like I said before, compelling, controlling, commanding, authority, to give your words power, to make people, to give you the power of being an influential speaker, the ability to do YouTube channels and not, with he can help you influence people, to even be an influencer, but also an enforcer. God Ra is also an enforcer, and he has his enforcers. So, and his eye is the enforcer of his power. But his eye is also Heret, Hathor, which is beautiful. So his eye can be vicious, or his eye can be beauty. His eye can be the most benign to the most malicious, to the most fearsome, to the most fearful. And he's also a God of understanding and knowing, to truly know. See, you just know things. God Ra sees. He hears. He knows. So this God can help you have a path of peace, but also to do upheavals when it needs to be done, and to help you with when you need to see the light, when you are at your darkest. Ra is the conscious power, to be conscious of yourself, to be aware of yourself and mindful of yourself, Ra has that gift of power. Right, Joker? Joker's sitting right next to me, being a good boy, wearing his bow tie. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Joker. So, what else? There's so much to learn about Ra. There's so much to explore about this god. Please don't just use my videos. Search on the internet, and there's shit about him too. There's some bullshit about him. I'll be honest, but use your power of discretion. Use your power of discretion and find the truth to information about him. So, what else can I talk about him? I mean, there is so much. He also was said to not only rule over the heavens and the earth, but also dealing with the underworld. So in the Coptic translations, like I said, the Coptic translation of the Egyptian hieroglyphic is Re, while from the Phoenician as well as the Greek is Ra. So from the Coptic translation of the Egyptian hieroglyph is Re, R-E, and the translations of the Greek and the Phoenicians and the Greek is Ra. So even today, you're going to see a Tum-Ra, a Moon-Ra, the composite god. So that's just some little thing to chew on. So, anyways, Ra gives blessings. Ra gives and Ra takes away. But anyways, he will deal with spiritual health, mental health, physical health, overall health, and power and glory and greatness and success. He deals with the power of success. He will help elevate your mind. A great one to use as offense and defense for your protection. So may Ra guide you. And like I said, please do research on Ra. Thank you for being with me. You are awesome. Thank you so much. And as always, blessed be